Okay, you are not going to believe the day I had. Seriously, the kind of day that splits your life in two, before and after. It all started with what was supposed to be this grand romantic gesture, a surprise date night for Sarah. We'd been married for years, got 2 kids who are amazing, but also, let's be real, completely drain every ounce of energy you possess. Date nights felt like ancient history, like something from a past life. So I hatched this plan. Operation Rekindle the Flame. Kid-free night. Just Sarah and me. Reconnect. Relax. Remember why we fell in love in the first place. Back when life wasn't just a blur of school runs and soccer practice. My parents, bless their hearts, live up in Westchester, about an hour north of the city. They are always begging for kid time. Perfect setup. Offloaded the little ones to Grandma and Grandpa for the weekend. They were ecstatic, practically wrestled the kids out of my car. Me? I was buzzing, picturing Sarah's face when I sprung the surprise. Uninterrupted evening. Just the 2 of us, like we were kids again, wandering around Greenwich Village. No responsibilities. Just us. Usually kid drop-offs at my parents' are an all-day affair. Hang out, Sunday roast, the whole deal. But this time, speed was key. Surprise element, remember? I needed to get back to our place in the West Village, get everything set. Reservations at this killer Italian place in Soho for later that night. Thinking maybe cocktails beforehand. Someplace cool in the meatpacking district. Keep it spontaneous. Keep her guessing. Left the house early. Around 8:30 a.m., kids buckled in. Dropped them off. Quick hugs all around. And then I peeled out of there. Told my folks I had a mountain of work to catch up on back in the city. Didn't linger for coffee. Nothing. Back on the Sawmill River Parkway before noon. Heart pounding a little faster than usual. Anticipation building. Ready to launch Operation Surprise Sarah. Cruised into our block in the West Village right around 12:30 p.m. As I turned onto our street, Bleecker Street, something registered, something off. A Ford pickup truck, black, parked smack in front of our building. Didn't recognize it. We live in a brownstone. Tight street parking is a nightmare, but still, this truck, unfamiliar. Figured maybe it was a delivery for one of the other apartments in the building, or a contractor. Something mundane. Tried to shake it off, but it stuck in my mind. A tiny little discordant note in my otherwise perfect surprise symphony. Surprise plan. Stealth mode. I wasn't going to pull right up to the curb, not yet. Parked down the block, near 7th Avenue, acting like I was just strolling, casually walking towards our building. Basement entrance. That was the play. Old coal chute door in the front of the building leads right into the basement. Nobody ever uses it. My secret entrance. Ninja husband move. Perfected. Slip in silent as a ghost. Creep upstairs. Catch Sarah completely off guard. Imagine her reaction. That surprised gasp. The laughter. Maybe even jump into my arms. Yeah, this was going to be legendary. Slipped down the steps to the coal chute. Fumbled with the rusty lock. Got it open with a groan of protesting metal. Dark, damp air hit me. Smelled like dust and forgotten things. Basement stairs were rickety, each step creaking like it was about to give way. Moved like a shadow, up the stairs, heart starting to thump a little harder now. excitement mixing with a weird, prickling unease I couldn't quite place. Imagining Sarah upstairs, maybe in the living room, reading, listening to music, totally unsuspecting. Almost there. Just a few more steps. Silence. Too quiet. And then a sound. Faint, muffled, coming from above. Soft, rhythmic. Moans. Not just any moans. You know the kind. The kind that hit you in the chest like a physical blow, that make your stomach clench and your blood run cold. Stopped dead on the stairs, 1 foot frozen mid-air. Brain short-circuited for a split second. Moans? In our apartment? At midday? Impossible. Denial flared, desperate for another explanation. Maybe she was sick. No, these weren't sick moans. Private moment. Could be. Everyone's entitled to their privacy. Almost turned around, ready to retreat back down to the basement, rethink the surprise entrance, maybe come in through the front door, ring the bell, give her a heads up, preserve her dignity, my own sanity. But then another sound. A voice. Deep, male, low rumble that vibrated through the floorboards, through my shoes, straight into my bones, confirmed everything, shattered everything. My blood turned to liquid nitrogen. Heart stopped, then lurched back into motion, hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. Frozen solid on the basement stairs, every muscle locked, lungs seizing. Mind went blank, then a tsunami of thoughts crashing, colliding, exploding. Who the hell? In my apartment? With Sarah? No, 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 no. But the sounds, unmistakable. The voice, male, deep, not mine. Heavy, suffocating dread filled the air, thick and suffocating. Nausea rolled over me in waves, like the world was tilting sideways, like the brownstone itself was crumbling around me brick by brick. Everything I thought I knew, everything I believed in, dissolving into ash. Couldn't just walk away. Not now. Had to know. Had to see. Had to confirm this nightmare was actually real, not some sick hallucination brought on by too much coffee and not enough sleep. Slowly, agonizingly slow, I forced myself to move, 1 step at a time, up the remaining stairs. Each step an act of sheer will, a battle against my own instincts, screaming at me to turn around, run, pretend I never heard anything, that none of this was happening. Like stepping deeper and deeper into some twisted, surreal horror movie, and I was the unwilling protagonist, trapped in a scene I couldn't fast forward, couldn't rewind, couldn't escape. Reached the top of the stairs, emerged into the small hallway outside our apartment door. Apartment was silent now, eerily so. Too late, or just in time. Apartment door was slightly ajar. Unusual. Sarah always locks up tight, triple checks the deadbolt. Pushed it open a crack, just enough to peek through. Living room came into view. Sunlight streaming through the big windows overlooking Bleecker Street. Dust motes dancing in the golden rays. Familiar, comfortable living room. Our living room. But different. Wrong. Off kilter. And then I saw them. On our couch. Our worn, comfortable 10-year-old couch where we'd watched movies, cuddled with the kids, built blanket forts, argued, made up, built a life. On our couch, Sarah and a man, naked, entwined, skin glistening with sweat, his back to me, broad, unfamiliar, her face contorted, not in pain, pleasure, raw, animalistic pleasure. Eyes closed, head thrown back, mouth open in a silent scream of ecstasy. My breath hitched in my throat. World tilted again, violently this time. Legs went weak, had to grip the doorframe to stay upright. Phone felt heavy in my pocket, like a lead weight. Pulled it out, fingers numb, clumsy. Camera app. Clicked it open, screen flickered to life. Trembling hand raised the phone, aimed it shakily through the crack in the door, focusing blindly on the scene unfolding in front of me. Couldn't bring myself to look directly. Not yet. Screen showed me enough. Too much. Started recording. Like a machine. Brain shut down. Emotions on mute. Needed proof. Proof of this. This obscenity. This violation. For later. For what? Didn't know. Didn't care. Just record. Witness. Document the destruction of everything I held dear. Out-of-body experience. Watching it all unfold on that tiny screen, like some grotesque home movie. And I was a detached observer, a ghost haunting my own life. Time warped, stretched, distorted. Each second an agonizing eternity. Wanted to scream, to roar, to kick down the door, rip them apart, tear this vile scene to shreds, but couldn't move. Frozen in place, paralyzed by disbelief, by betrayal, by a cold, creeping dread that seeped into my bones, into my soul. Just stood there, recording. Betrayal playing out in silent, brutal detail on the screen of my phone. Chest ached. Heart felt like it was being ripped apart, muscle by muscle. Then, her voice. Louder now, clearer. Snapping me back like a violent jolt of electricity. Heard her laugh. Light, carefree, almost giddy. Like nothing was wrong. Like this was perfectly normal, perfectly acceptable. She shifted, moved, jumped off him. Off him. Like he was some piece of furniture she'd been lounging on. Suggested they go upstairs. Upstairs? To our bedroom. Our bed? We still have time, she said, giggling again. Time. Like this was some casual afternoon quickie. Like they had a schedule to keep, a clock to beat. Stunned. Numb. Watched them move. Towards the hallway. Towards the stairs leading up to our bedroom. Footsteps fading as they climbed. The creak of the old wooden stairs echoing in the sudden silence. Silence again. Eerie, hollow, suffocating silence. Broken only by the frantic thumping of my own heart. That's when I moved. Finally. Pushed the door fully open, stepped inside. Living room swam into focus, distorted, unreal. Air thick with them. His scent, musky, unfamiliar, overlaid with her perfume. The sweet, floral scent I bought her for her birthday, now tainted, corrupted, mixed with something else, something raw, animalistic, something that made my stomach churn. Eyes scanned the room, landing on his clothes, scattered on the floor like discarded garbage. Jeans, crumpled designer t-shirt, expensive leather belt, symbols of his intrusion, his violation of our space, our life. His jeans were lying there, half concealed by the edge of the couch. Without thinking, like a sleepwalker, bent down, picked them up. Heavy, denim still warm from his body. Wallet, sticking out of the back pocket, bulging with leather and secrets. Flipped it open, driver's license, stared at the picture, younger than me, arrogant smirk playing on his lips, dark eyes, cold and calculating. Name, Ethan Hayes. Address, Upper East Side. Of course, the Upper East Side. Memorized it, burned it into my brain. Snapped pictures with my phone. License, credit cards, Amex Black, of course. Cash, crumpled receipts. Everything cold, detached efficiency. Detached, like a forensic investigator at a crime scene, collecting evidence, documenting the damage. Still didn't know who he was, how Sarah knew him, what sick game they were playing. But now I knew where to find him, if I ever needed to, or wanted to. Put everything back in the wallet, slipped it back into his jeans, dropped them on the floor exactly as I found them. Left the apartment, same way I came. Basement stairs creaking under my feet, coal chute door groaning shut behind me. Walked back to my car, parked down the block, each step heavy, mechanical, like a wind-up toy running out of steam. Got back to the car, slammed the door shut, hard enough to rattle the windows, and broke, shattered into a million pieces. Cried, sobbed uncontrollably, tears streaming down my face, choking sobs that ripped through my chest, leaving me gasping for air. Ugly, animalistic grief. Sat there in the driver's seat, head in my hands. The world caved in, crushing me, suffocating me under the weight of betrayal, of loss, of disbelief. Didn't know how to breathe, didn't know how to think, didn't know how to move. Just sat there, broken, mind replaying the scene, over and over and over. Jessica, him, our couch, their naked bodies, her face, his smirk, the sounds, the smells, the silence afterwards. Torture reel playing on repeat in my head. Pulled out my phone again, hands still shaking. Needed to see it again. Needed to make sure it wasn't some insane, elaborate hallucination, some waking nightmare I'd conjured up in my sleep-deprived brain. Watch the video, every second, every sickening, brutal detail. Fast forward, rewind, replay. Torturing myself, but couldn't stop. Couldn't look away. Stayed in the car. Half an hour. Time ceased to have meaning. World outside the car window blurred, faded, became irrelevant. Couldn't go back to Westchester. Couldn't face the kids. Couldn't explain the emptiness, the gaping hole that had just been ripped through my life. Not yet. Maybe never. Finally, a decision. Sick, twisted, self-destructive decision. Go back inside. Act normal. Pretend it didn't happen. Pretend I was still there to surprise her. Drive back to the building, parked in our usual spot right in front, like nothing was amiss. Garage door opener. Made a point of being loud, clanking around in the garage, slamming the door to the building, stomping up the stairs to our apartment. Let her know I was home, announcing my arrival like a conquering hero when inside I was crumbling, dying. Heard her upstairs. Footsteps, light and quick. She appeared at the top of the stairs in the hallway, flustered, definitely surprised to see me. "John, what are you doing back?" Nervousness flickering in her eyes, a subtle tremor in her voice that only I would notice, that only I would understand the true meaning of. Wearing a robe, silk, crimson, the one I bought her for our anniversary. Said she was just about to take a bath. Bath. Right. Afternoon delight, followed by a relaxing soak to wash away the evidence. Told her about the date night, the surprise. Tried to inject enthusiasm into my voice, force a smile, play the part of the unsuspecting husband. She acted thrilled, overly so. Too bright, too eager, too fake. Poured us wine, Chardonnay, her favorite. Suggested we pre-game. Led me into the living room, scene of the crime. Couch cushions still slightly rumpled, air still faintly tainted with their scent. Let her take control. Every touch, every smile, every word felt like a carefully rehearsed performance, a calculated manipulation. Every gesture a lie, every kiss a betrayal. Out of the corner of my eye saw him, Ethan, sneaking down the stairs, silent as a shadow, heading for the basement. Basement escape route, pre-planned exit strategy. Didn't say a word, didn't flinch. Just watched him disappear into the darkness, like a rat scurrying back into its hole. Let Sarah keep talking, keep smiling, keep pretending. Let her lead me to the couch where it happened, the couch still radiating the heat of their bodies, the echo of their betrayal. Didn't stop her, not proud of it, ashamed, disgusted, but paralyzed. That's what I did. Nothing since that day. Can't stop watching the video. Trapped in a loop of horror. Frozen in indecision, in disbelief. Don't know what to do. Don't know how to feel. Rewind. Replay. Fast forward. Pause. Every second, every frame, burned into my brain, seared onto my soul. Sarah notices something's wrong, asks if I'm okay. "You seem distant," she says, her eyes searching mine, probing, testing. Distant. I'm on another planet, lost in another dimension, lost to her, worthless, empty. Every time I hit rock bottom, every time the pain becomes unbearable, I watch it again. The video, twisted proof, proof it was real, proof I'm not insane, proof of her betrayal. 10 times a day, 20, more. Lost count. Just keep watching, and watching, and waiting. For what? I have no idea.